live, and we are live on a couple of platforms. So once more, everyone, this is Njenje Media TV, and I am still Mazi is okay. Today marks exactly 100 days. Sorry, 100 days. Today marks exactly 1 year of the Lekki shooting. Now, Lekki shooting here, one is being careful to say Lekki shooting and not Lekki massacre, because for some reason the government appeared to have um, somewhat made it possible for people not to either come up to say this is what happened, or for people to basically say we lost, lives were lost. Even today, I had to, in one of the forums, argue with someone who still believes up to today that no one and no life was lost. And when you engage in such argument against every sense or every sensible reasoning, where people who were in that ground on the 20th of October 2020, and who saw their comrades hit by bullet, and who saw when bodies were taken away. To think that people would now come and tell us that no life or no life, we are lost. 1 year later, the young ones, the youth came out once more to protest. Not this time around, smartly as well. What they did was actually motorcade or car procession, protest. They didn't come out, they sat in their cars and started honking, moving round and round and round multiple times. Yet some of them that eventually came down from their cars, some were arrested. Now, looking at this, one of the pictures that really got me today was one of the videos of an Uber driver who was saying that he is an Uber driver, he hasn't done anything wrong, and in the full camera glare, this young man was the aghast, and you ask yourself again, does it mean that we haven't learned any lesson of what happened before now? The reason why we have converged here this evening as a people is basically to share experience. Some of us have seen the video in question. Some of us have also seen Arise TV, their drone, their camera drone, how that was confiscated today. And you ask yourself, in what part of Banana Republic are we living? Because these things are abnormal. These things are not, I just, sometimes I look at them and say, how is this happening in the year 2021? How is this happening in the year 2021? How is it happening that the people, people come out to protest and they are doing this peacefully, yet they are being abused? Let's collectively have a look at this, and maybe that may help us to understand what I mean. This obviously. Now, you can see how the policeman is holding the young lady who apparently was the one flying the drone. but let's see again.
Step back from me.
Don't worry, just calm down.
I'll drop my hand when you step back.
Just step back.
Step back from me.
See now, this is the in question here. Just little drone. But again, it appears that they are so scared of what they are doing. Hence, the reason why probably they never allowed anyone to film what was happening. Because you all know that drone, when you use drone, it's got a bird eye view, irrespective, even if when you say someone shouldn't come close to you, but if that person is using drone, he can view whatever you're doing from above.
Let go of it. Let go of it. Let go of it. Let go of it. Let go of it.
One, the person in question is a woman, and here there is no respect, not even paying this lady, young lady, any courtesy of anything. It's just that you want to grab that drone by
What did I do? I also have my ID card. I also have my ID card. What did I do?
So, people, here we are, 1 year after. There are some of us here who were in Lekki Tollgate last year, the day these lives were lost. Some of them in this room this evening are not feeling right because the psychology of, remembering the things they saw 1 year ago and denial that has followed whatever the government have done in the last 1 year. We've seen where government is still denying it up to today. We've seen before now, earlier this morning, I don't know many of you if you saw the interview by Alhaji Lai Mohammed, what a fantastic name, the Minister of Information. Some argue it's disinformation or misinformation, but let's stay with Minister of Information, who obviously this morning still stated that there were no bodies. Then I will say how convenient there were no bodies. But we know that the Lagos State Coroner Services, I think a week after the shooting, put up a publication that people should come and identify bodies and claim these bodies. Coincidentally, the timeline of this publication and the timeline of depositing this body coincided with the NSAS and the Lekki shooting. How convenient. What an irony. I would want to have maybe Amaka, if you're ready, you can unmute yourself. I want to know how you feel 1 year after what happened in Lekki, where you were. Luckily, you left before the incident. I don't know if the friend whom you hadn't had contact from the last time we spoke on this platform 1 year ago, if eventually you have had the opportunity to speak to that friend, or is it that the telephone is now off and that's it from the individual? Amaka, thank you very much, and I am happy to have you here. And at any point, if you feel uncomfortable not to speak, please do let me know. Thank you very much.
Okay. First, we've not heard anything from her since the night of 20th October 2020. Nobody has heard anything from her. So apparently she's gone, because there is no way she could be alive up until now, and nobody's reaching her, and she couldn't even get in touch with anybody. And the phone is not is not even going through since then. Well, apologies, my voice is a bit low because I'm not feeling too well. But honestly, Mazi, this has been very, I don't know, I was expecting today, because the whole world is actually watching Nigeria and watching this memorial remembrance today. I was thinking that at least our government should have some little courtesy to respect themselves and Nigeria, not to show the world how horrible our attitude could be, because I'm taught and I'm trained that we shouldn't wash our dirty linen outside with the public. But our government, as old as they are, our leaders, they don't know that. In the morning, this is a very peaceful one and very tactical, because they know how rough these people could be. So they now invented the motorcade protest, that everybody should be in their car while moving. In the morning, they've initially refused the press from covering the whole protest. They were chasing them, the police, because they have more than the protesters at that time. They were chasing them off Lekki Toll, that they shouldn't even cover anything. They had to show them their cards and everything, and at the end of the day, they accepted. It was a peaceful one. They were driving up around the whole toll gate, chanting NSAS and keep saying who gave the order and all that. They started arresting people. The one that caught me was one man that was just, the press were asking, I think Steph Busari from CNN was asking him some questions, and the man was talking about how he started the NSAS in Canada. He was just talking about how bad the police brutality has been and how it's affecting the society, and how the citizen, it will overwhelm the country. They came out with full force, insulting the man, arrest the idiots. They grabbed him, pulled his car, pulled his glasses, threw him in their Black Maria. Everybody was, what's going on? What is this? They then started telling this lady from Arise Television, their cameraman, at that point, the lady has not come out, Femi Akinsanya. She has not come out by then. They were telling the guy that he should bring down the drone. The guy was trying to tell them that this is just a camera, but they do not even understand what the drone is. The next moment, Femi had to come to tell them that that's just a drone. They started attacking her. And it's just unbelievable. This is a lady. This is the guy I'm talking about. Yes, this is the guy.
From Canada, and I told the Nigerian government that they are underpaid, the police are underpaid, and that a time will come we're going to overwhelm the police, and we certainly overwhelm the police. And we have shown that the police have not learned their lesson. Because we see that there's so much injustice in Nigeria. They have not been justice in Nigeria. Look at them ranting again. Look at them ranting. This is a peaceful protest, okay? Don't touch me now. Okay, no, why touching me? Arrest this gun.
You see this horrible, God, I don't even know what to say. Then when they now had to go to Arise TV, they went to their boss. They said they must bring out their drone. They must collect the drone. That was the moment Femi started to resist them. They were attacking the lady. If not that she held her ground, they were attacking her. They really needed to carry the drone. Why? These people do not even pose as enemy. They are not attacking anybody. They are just, these are press people. So I don't even know what to say anymore. And the commissioner of police had to come there. I don't know if anybody listened to the interview, what he was saying. He was just talking nonsense. He was just saying rubbish. If I remember what happened last year and remember what is going on today, I honestly don't see how this country, I'm struggling. I have so much belief and hope in Nigeria, but it's going to be a difficult one, very difficult one, because I don't know. I don't just know. This was exactly what happened last year during the protest. We were all there, peaceful protests, turned out so bloody. I was just lucky to leave early. I could have been a victim, and they are coming out to tell us that nobody was shot, nobody died. Now, today, people are giving us, most of the relatives of the people that lost their lives came out today to talk about the whole incident. There was a guy who came out to show his the scar of the gunshot. I don't know. I'm lost for words. We've lost a lot of people. I lost someone that I met on the protest ground. We are all there sharing food, cleaning the entire place during the protest. She was shot because I was on a video call we had that night. I left. I was asking her to go and she refused. So that's the last I heard. We didn't hear from her anymore up until today. I think I'll leave. I'll get back. I'll get back and let me put myself together.
Thank you.
I'll come back again.
Thank you very much, Amaka. Thank you very much. Obviously, I don't know. It's, having the first-hand experience where someone you went to the ground with, someone you stayed the whole place, with, and shared food, had laughs together, hoping that the government, quote unquote, would listen to the things, the demands of the youth. They are not asking for arms and legs. We're only asking you to end the monster that was killing them indiscriminately. They were only asking you to give them succor in a nation they called theirs. And the saddest part of it was that when those who ought to protect the territorial integrity of the nation were called upon, and the young ones took to the flags and took those flags, raised them up, started singing the national anthem, something that ought to be the symbol of unity. But it did not matter to any of those men in uniform paid with the little tax that they pay, those that ought to protect the citizens, that the citizens will not be attacked by external aggressors, even internal aggressors. But suddenly, they became the aggressors. They turned from a point of denial to a point of saying, okay, yes, we did attend. It became a thing of finger pointing. The governor denied, no, I didn't invite them. The military said, yes, you invited us. That reminded me of the song by Fela Anikbolako Kuti, You Be Thief, I No Be Thief. You be robber, I no be robber. Argument about stealing. When you think about it, to today, and that's I think, for me personally, that's the most That's the most heartbreaking one. That's today, exactly 1 year later, not a single person, be it in Lagos, be it in Anambra State, where you had someone so deadly that more than 20 families came out and say, yes, this man is the man that killed our, our children. And the man was actually somewhat linked to be either SA or whatever to the governor. Yet today, 1 year later, not single person, not in Abuja, nothing like has been brought to book. The madness continues. The madness continues. Sister, are you there? Thank you, Briggs. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, you've been listening, and let it not be that Mazezoke is ranting about the madness and the mess that we've found ourselves in. I'll bring you in. I don't know if you have anything to say, but the pictures that we have all seen today bring to mind that no lesson was learned. Even when the younger ones that came out to protest, when the youth came out to protest, they were also protesting for the forces. They were also protesting for the police, for the army, for a better pay, for a better condition. Look at where they live. They live in barracks that not even fit for purpose, not even fit for pigs to live in. Sometimes I don't know if any of us have gone to the barracks. You can see the sewage pipes that were, in the broken, and shits are just coming out from everywhere. It's just a total mess. I yield. Thank you, sister.
Thank you. Amaka, my daughter, I call her my daughter. My oldest child is 44 years old, so I qualify. You see, Mazi and all the others listening, hopefully not just us on this forum, but people on Instagram and on the, what do you call it, Facebook and whatever. See, my brother, my people, the victims, the real victims are the yet to be born children of even people like Amaka today. Those are the real victims because they're not even born. They are victims because if they're going to be born into the Nigeria we are discussing this evening, then they are victims, even before they're born. You look at, I was watching a little bit channels, and one lawyer was speaking. And then I earlier on watched the Minister of Information. And then I remembered that the president was at the UN talking as the president of Nigeria. And I tried to recall what he was saying about Boko Haram and the insecurity in Nigeria. Mazi, I think you must have seen that information where the British government is advising their citizens not to visit about 12 states. And all those, most of it is in the middle belt. And most of it is in the Niger Delta. I mean, the victims of this evil I won't even call it madness, because if somebody is mad, they are sick. They are sick. There's something wrong with them. They are sick. There's nothing wrong with these people. Absolutely nothing. If anything is wrong with any group of people, it is the victims, we the victims, because we are allowing and accepting this that is going on. Look at a man, he is a father and a grandfather. I'm listening to people who want to become the president of Nigeria. I'm listening to people who claim to be born in the same year as I am born. My age mates, they claim to be my age mates. And these are the people, they have children, they have grandchildren. The president, his son just got married. I don't know what's the age difference between his son, his daughters, and Amaka, and DJ or the DJ girl. I don't know. Definitely the Minister of Information. His children are older. He has grandchildren. These people, their children are tucked away safe. And I pray your children are, and my children are. But I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician. I'm not in power. These people are in power. They are using our powers. They're using it against us. And they come out and they look us straight in the eyes and they tell us lies. And people outside of this country, not non-Nigerians, citizens of other countries, cannot believe what Nigeria is putting up with, what Nigerians are putting up with. Somebody will say, what do I want us to do? Really, what do I mean, it is entirely up to each and every one of us. What are we prepared to accept from here on? A man is talking. He's saying the police are not paid well. The government, I've said it in some of my outings, and I have an outing tomorrow. I've said it in so many forums. The police themselves are brutalized by the system. Not the police today, not the police yesterday. From long time, they've been brutalized mentally. Where the police live today, it's not today they started living there. That's where I've always known police to live. I've never known the police to be treated any better. So when we say that if we expect the police to behave in any other way, then we have gotten it wrong. The police are brutalizing Nigerians because they have been trained to brutalize Nigerians. They've been trained to brutalize the army. When people say these people fought to keep Nigeria one, who fought to keep Nigeria one? Who fought to keep Nigeria one? They killed Nigerians. They killed certain part of Nigerians, particularly Ndibo, and then the other ethnic nationalities that were of Eastern region at that time. These are still the people that are contributing to the problem Nigeria is facing today. No matter what we say this evening, when this government gets the same opportunity tomorrow, they will behave exactly the way they behaved today. They won't behave any differently. They will not. So the question is, what do we do? What are we going to do? Everybody. I talk on TV, like most people, that you know talk on TV. But at the end of the day, whom are we talking to? We're talking to Nigerians, and we're talking to the government. Who is listening? Who is reacting to what we're saying? I don't see anybody reacting. The government definitely is not reacting. And our people, because of the idea that we must all stay alive and they have every right to, are also not able to make a decision. We're not able to make a decision. I don't see it getting any better. I just don't see it. It's a waste of time. And they know, the government knows it's a waste of time. If not, anybody who can go on air. Mazi, you're off screen. Oh. Hello, Mazi. Oh, okay, there you are. I was wondering what happened. You know, so if you listen to what the Minister of Information said today, I have to refer to him because he came on air to speak. He came on air to speak, and he's the Minister of Information to a country that I am told I belong to. Therefore, I have a right to call his name. I listened to him, and I listened to them saying they arrested miscreants. Miscreants. You arrested miscreants. So what will you call Boko Haram? What will you call all these people that you're referring to as bandits? You are referring to these people that came out, they didn't come to protest. There was no protest today. There was a memorial. We should get these things right. There was no protest. It was a memorial. They were remembering the people that died. It was not a protest. It was not a protest. And you know, so for me, I stand on what I have said in the past few years. I do not see any way of fixing what Nigerians are facing. Put it this way, let me go back home. I do not see any way of fixing what my people, the Niger Delta region, River State people, my governor are going through. I don't see it. There is no fixing it. There is an alternative. And I'm calling on my people to start looking for this alternative. I'm not afraid to say I have no hope. There is no hope. Where is the hope in Nigeria? There is no hope. Anybody who sees the hope, you should bring it. Let us all share in it. If there is hope, but for me, Ankyo Briggs, I'm not seeing it.
Maybe the hope has gone to the Imo State.
Well, I wish them luck.
Thank you very much. You know, you put it.
I can't hear you.
For some reason, can you hear me now?
Better.
For some reason, I don't know what is happening, but maybe my microphone is playing up. I don't know what's actually happening, but let me see. Am I in any way?
Yeah, you're
now?
better. You're better. When you come closer, okay. You're better.
Okay, so let me quickly change the microphone then. So if this one works better, then
yeah, it does.
let me use that. So, you know, it's somewhat heartbreaking, basically, to know.
Somebody said they're not hearing you. My Oyibo brother says he's not hearing you.
Something is definitely off today, but you can hear me now, can you?
I can. He's putting on his earphone. Maybe he will hear you better. Okay.
So I don't know. Okay. So let me quickly, I think Stephen is raising up his hand. Stephen, you may have the floor now. Stephen, you may have the floor now.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Wanna. And good evening to you and to everyone that is joining us. I wanted to ask you, yeah, you did say that you don't see any hope, no opportunity, nothing in sight. And I was wondering if you've been keen in with what the Nigeria Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination has been up to in the last few years.
My brother, My brother, I've been talking about restructuring indigenous self-determination since 1998. Yeah. I met the key movers of that project in 1998. Yes, so I've been a key facilitator in the Niger Delta for definitely that. It doesn't matter what it is called. It doesn't matter who are the people. The reality is that what we need is self-determination. Whether it now leads to everybody going their own way to your tent, so Israel, whatever it is, my brother, what we're living today is not life, you know. So to ask me if I have keyed into what I already have been at is not, maybe you're obviously not aware. That's why you ask such a question, but I hope I've answered you.
No, I'm not entirely unaware. I'm not entirely unaware of what you have been engaged in the last little while. I've been following you.
No. I correct you again. It's not little while. I gave you a year. I said since 1998. That's what I told you.
I do realize that I've been following you, like I said. But what I'm saying is, if the situation is entirely hopeless, then where do we go from here?
Well, everybody, every state, every ethnic nationality, every region have to understand this. If you understand it and I don't, it won't help me. If I understand it and you don't, or Mazi doesn't, it won't help. So everybody must show that they understand, first of all, before we can begin to work together. But that we have to work together, there is no argument about that. If we don't work together, we can't achieve it. And that's what I mean by the hopelessness. You know, there is definitely, I don't see a hope. But now, this, you see, you have some people talking about fixing Nigeria. And then you have some people talking about leaving Nigeria. Then you have some people talking about non-negotiable and all those type of things. So all of us have to accept one thing. That is that we have had enough. Now, if you have had enough, what do you want? Do you want restructuring? Do you want to break away? Do you want to have a census? Do you want to participate in the election? What is it that we want? Everybody wants different things. We have to want the same thing before we can achieve anything. My little opinion.
I believe you make sense in what you're saying, but at the end of the day, we still have to narrow this thing down to what is really achievable, what is really something that we focus on and run with.
Sorry, if I may interject here, this is not, no, hold on. Sorry, this is not, obviously, if there are clarifications, questions to ask, then you may, but this is not before it probably begins to appear as an attack. But now, if you want to make your own interjection, intervention you can. What she actually has said is that, you know, based on things she has seen since 1998 and recently how things have been happening, she does not believe that the crop of leaders we have would actually provide succor for the teeming masses. Now, having said that, again, there is no one cap fits it all here. You see, when we talk about, you know, Nigeria inadvertently has turned everybody into an agitator. So it depends on what you're agitating for. Some are agitating for restructuring. Some are agitating for the unbundling of the system. Some are agitating for going back to something similar to Aburi Accord or 1963 structure. So some are agitating for anything. But one critical thing that is missing, irrespective of where you stand, is there ought to be some level of consensus. And consensus, when you want to build consensus, is give and take. You know, I can start with something some people may consider too extravagant, but it's my opinion. The challenge we do have is a mixture of a non-working system and a non-working structure. It becomes, as she said, things are not working, maybe to your tent, O Israel. Someone else might come up and say, okay, maybe when we change the system, it might begin to work. Be that as it may, fundamentally, what is still missing is the meeting point where the aggregation of the citizenship of the citizenry will meet those who, quote unquote, controls the power. It appears those who control the powers are like those who have the, when you make eba, you make pot of soup. They have the pot of soup. Then you and I have the eba. And we are pursuing them with the eba. And they are running with the pot of soup. All we all want is to eat. Everyone, just to be comfortable. That's all. We're not actually, you see, sometimes when I look at Nigeria, for instance, one thing that breaks my heart is that it's one nation that I know that actually not demanding for too much.
Yes.
It's just people, honestly, look, I haven't seen any Nigerian now complaining, oh, why am I drilling my borehole? No, see, you drill your borehole, somebody will come and tax you, say you pay tax. On the borehole you used your money to drill for his inability to provide you water. You provide your own security, becomes an issue. You become a local government of your own because your street is not hard. Many of us, what do? You begin to use, what's it called, paving stone or whatever, to do your street. I mean, to what point will this madness stop? So again, proposition here, the whole essence here is we talk about these things, we kind of share ideas. And those that do not feel, those who feel really, really let down by the way the government has treated them for coming out and saying, we are young men, that we have tattoos doesn't mean that we are criminals. We are young men, that we have beards doesn't mean we are criminals. We are young men, that we have dreadlocks or whatever, that they sag their trousers. You may not like it. A lady colors her hair pink, yellow, green. Who cares? I may not like it, but that's a choice. But that does not warrant that a security officer who ought to protect and guide her should shoot, and for that individual to die without consequences. That is what the issue here is. And the system sometimes makes you really want to go gaga and sick. Anyway, anyone watching us there, many of you watching us from YouTube, the link to join this conversation is pinned up on the YouTube channel. Now, if you're here, you want to make your contribution, please raise your hand using the digital hand. You will be called upon to make your submission, to make your contribution. So, Stephen, if you still want to say anything, I'll give you maybe 2 minutes. Then before I take Okwi Nwosu. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you, Mazes. Okay, yeah. The only thing I would say to our people is to consider some of what is coming out here, that people need to come together. People need to have, we have these different ideas, different things that we're looking for, but at the end of the day, what do we really want? If we're looking for freedom, where are the sources that leads to freedom? Our people should key in, because it shouldn't end at Lekki and SARS. It should go further. Since the people cannot hold peaceful demonstration or peaceful rallies without getting dragged. I saw how the very first person was dragged into a police vehicle earlier today to detain the person. So if people really need to see these things change, people should begin to organize themselves in small numbers, even in private corners, to discuss the way forward and what can possibly work for them, instead of confronting a system that is armed to kill them. Because there is no peaceful demonstration anymore in Nigeria. The current government have essentially outlawed it by the behavior of military and police against the people. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you very much. Obviously, you're so on point. It's beats one to know that under under, I think that was under Obasanjo, the person who heads this government today, had a protest. I think was represented that time by Falana, and they were tear gassed, which many of us believe that led to the death of the Oyi of Oyi, that is late Dr. Chubo Kadibo. And, they got they won their case that they did not need any permission to engage in protest. And it is, we all saw in 2014 how they came out to protest again. But for some obvious reason, coming out to protest now sometimes amounts to virtual suicide, virtually that you could be shot. Just watching that video of the Uber driver today, I mean, I can't get that off my head. You can see the close range of someone who was not resisting arrest, only someone who was trying to explain himself. You pepper spread him with that level of close range. That's insanity. Really, that's insanity. Okwi Nwosu, please, you may have the floor now. Thank you very much. Can you unmute yourself, Okwi?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Chief Ankia Briggs. Good evening, ma. My own question and contribution in this evening discussion is this. Everybody have seen that the system is not working in Nigeria, and some ethnic groups have decided that they are the owner of Nigeria, and they can do and undo, and nobody have power to question them. Who gave them the power? Is the colonial master backing them to destroy the other indigenous side of Nigeria? Now, when Jonathan was president, everybody enjoying the freedom, no matter whatever the corruption is, but everybody enjoyed the freedom. He did not arrest, he did not kill, he did not do anything. The one side brought this Boko Haram to give the government of Jonathan to be ungovernable. Then at the end, the whole international world tried to remove Jonathan. And Jonathan governed with a constitution. Then when they remove Jonathan, then Buhari took over. Buhari removed the constitution of the country, which is not good for the country, but he still removed it and governed with his own people, Fulanis. And see what is happening. He removed every organs that allow the indigenous people of Nigeria to say their own opinion. If you say something that is true or against Fulanis, they will arrest you. He invited all the Fulanis outside Nigeria to invade Nigeria. Now, what causes this problem is this. Because our brothers, the Oduduwas, and some members of Middle Belt, thinking that Jonathan was so corrupt, they formed an alliance to form APC. And because it is the time for the Northerners section to be the president, they selected Buhari to defeat PDP. Now,
Sorry. If I may interject here, I mean, you're taking us down a history memory lane that we all know. We're all adults here. We all lived and we all saw what happened. So if you may restrict or come back to the issue at hand.
Okay, let me come back.
NSAS memorial, please. Thank you.
What I want to say is the NSAS problem. Buhari have said it, that he know the language the people of Nigeria can listen to. So if we continue again for the NSAS protest again, there will be much killing, more than the one that have done. Therefore, what I'm trying to say is, if the South, Southeast, Southwest, and Middle Belt can form an alliance, that's the only thing that can change to form alliance to bring the president that will rule Nigeria, that will listen and change the constitution, and we will listen to the voice of the people, then everybody will be free. If not, if we can be able, the four geopolitical zones can be able, or triple geopolitical zone can be able, no, four geopolitical zones can be able to form an alliance to present the president that will make Nigeria go to his tent, O Israel. So my question is, please, sorry for if I have overcrossed my boundary.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So conclusion to me is the system is not working this time around, and no protests. And when the people protested, the DSS and every other thing, they will shoot the innocent ones of Nigeria. Therefore, what I'm trying to say is, now we have to use the knowledge and wisdom God has given to us to save our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Obviously, you are talking about the indigenous people coming together. You talked about the Middle Belt and the other South forming an alliance. Yes, you may be aware of the NINAS alliance that's doing the same thing. You have the Southern and Middle Belt alliance. You have the Southern and Middle Belt Forum and Elders Forum. So there are so many alliances. So I don't think we are short of alliances. But the issue is beyond alliancing, beyond the alliance. So, it's something that no one is seeing is still holding the people back from taking the bull by the horn. But the question is, who will bear the cut? Now, I have, again, like I said, if you want to speak, could you kindly raise up your hand? I think I have Shahamaya, please. Is that your real name? Shahamaya? If you're still there. I thought, okay, Shahamaya, please, can you, or Udo, please. Udo, are you there? Sorry, if you want to speak, can you raise your hand? I might not really pick all the comments in the comment box. It might be much easier for me if you want to speak. Sorry. Okay. So who is next? Tio, do you want to say anything now? Ogameyo, Ogameyo, are you there? Do you want to say anything?
Oh, Chimo, is it only me and you that are here?
No. I hope I'm much audible now. No, because some of them are requesting. Again, anyone who wants to speak to us, with the exception of people who, for obvious reasons, we know the reasons why their cameras ought to stay off.
How many are there?
No, it's just only one person.
Exactly.
That
yeah,
we
but she's got her picture there, so it defeats the whole purpose.
Well,
well, at least I think it's her.
Yeah. Okay. So I think those that wanted to speak before, hold on. Lucas, are you still there? I can't see. Okay, I can't see Lucas anymore. I think she's gone. So, Comrade Justice, are you there? But again, you have to put on your cameras, please, so that we know who we are speaking to. So, I think one of the things I might want to do now is to see if I can get the video so that many of us would understand when we talked about what happened earlier today, I think that was also alluded to by Ankia Briggs when she spoke about the the comments made by the Minister of Information in the person of Lai Mohammed. But before I bring Lai Mohammed, in to see what, before I bring him in, let me quickly show us what the view taken by Charlie Boy today in view of what actually happened in Lagos. So let's listen to Charlie Boy here.
2010-2020 is a day we should never forget. A day when the enemies gunned our innocent sons and daughters for daring to speak their minds. Our country has been hijacked by recycled, uninspiring men with their old playbook and dubious character. Awamumu don't do. It is clear that we are all living in a very abnormal times. The toll gate is a signpost to wayfarers that accelerated progress. It's available for all travelers on a very smooth road to their destination. What makes this particular toll gate different is that the price was paid for the progress of all in buckets of blood. Instead of sitting down and having dialogue with the youth whose future you have stolen, they resorted to massacre. Today I was at the toll gate to honor our dead sons and daughters who lost their life at the toll gate last year. An orchestra conducted by our demonic leaders. We deserve better than this aggressive mediocrity and brutality. All I have for the youth of Nigeria is a word of encouragement. Yes, the lesson of life has taught me, Charlie Boy, that the oppressor, no matter how strong, will not live forever.
I think the pattern, the last words there by Charlie Boy, aside that our Mumu is now, it's overgrown, it's overdone, that the oppressor will not live forever. If we think that the oppressor will not live forever, do we then have to wait and do nothing and wait for the oppressor not to live forever? I wish he was here. Then I can throw that question back to him. Yes, the oppressor will not live forever. And someone said recently on Twitter that certain person who held swear in this country for a long time, and based on what that individual had done to people in this country, and based on how that individual lives today, and the tweet said, and I quote, "I have lost faith in anything called karma, because if karma was to be real, why is this individual, quote unquote, still in this way?" Having said that, it now leaves me to point to say, I agree partly with, area father here, the oppressor will not live forever. I may actually go further to say, even the oppressed would also not live forever. Some religious people will say, well, when we get to heaven, let's make heaven, or let's live right, do the right things, and so that we can make heaven. Maybe my philosophical mind will tell me, why wait for heaven if I can make something out of it here and now? And that's the reason why many of us are demanding that before we get to heaven, can we actually have something that we can lay our hands here as individuals? A friend of mine once argued, if you haven't used a ceramic toilet, how would you know how to use a toilet made of gold when you get to heaven? Becomes a paradox. I'll leave that to our senses and for us to fill in the gap. Now, let's come back and look at that comment made by the Honorable Minister of Information that irked so many today.
Proud of the security agencies for acting professionally and showing utmost restraint all through the NSAS protest and the ensuing violence, an action that saved lives and properties. 5. The 6 soldiers and the 7 policemen who died during the NSAS protest are human beings, families, even though the human rights organizations and CIA simply ignore their deaths, choosing instead to trumpet a phantom massacre. Honor quickly go to other issues related to the NSAS. The National Economic Council, which comprises all state governors and representatives of the federal government and chaired by the Vice President, has already addressed other issues relating to the NSAS protest. At its meeting of 15 October 2021, the NEC received an update on the reports of the judicial panels of inquiry into allegations of human rights violations against members of the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies. Note that 28 states and the Federal Capital Territory, under the auspices of the National Human Rights Commission, had set up judicial panels, commissions of inquiry, to investigate allegations of violations of human rights levied against members of the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies, especially members of the disbanded SARS. Out of the 28 states, 11 states, Abia, Ekiti, Enugu, Gombe, Kwara, Nasarawa, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Plateau, and Rivers have submitted their final reports to council. Governors of other states have also indicated that their reports will be submitted following the deliberation on recommendations of the panels. NEC agreed and resolved as follows. 1. Payment of compensation to victims. Each state, in collaboration with the federal government, shall establish modalities for the settlement of all monetary compensations awarded by the parties. Already as a result, a number of states have set up victims' compensation funds, from which several victims have already received payment of sums awarded to them by the parties. 2. Prosecution of indicted process. Council directed state governments to immediately forward copies of final reports of the parties to the Attorney General for prompt arraignment and prosecution of all indicted process. Whereas in reports related to matters of discipline, in addition to prosecution.
Sorry, everyone, I wouldn't want to overstretch that. I wouldn't want to test your patience before you break your phone listening to what he was saying. Now, he talks about the victim, a victim compensation fund. When something has been in existence for 1 year and we are still talking in futuristic tense, we are going to. Now, what fails me here is that I see no concrete thing done so far. They are still going to submit their report 1 year after. They are still going to submit their report. Is anyone here, be you from the government side, I don't care from where, but is anyone here able to tell us what has happened to SARS? Has SARS been banned, disbanded, or is SARS actually back? Oh, did we forget? We were promised, oh, we are going to have SWAT. Have you seen them before? Where are they swatting from? Are they swatting anywhere? Isn't that a joke? You know, when we look at all these things, people lost lives. We're talking about monetary compensation for those who lost lives. Yet, the government, 1 year after, is still speaking in future tense. For me, personally, I don't know about you, that's indeed a tragedy. Indeed, a tragedy. So, thank you, Bricks. Many people online are still, I think, are joining late, say they want to hear you speak, but I will say, I do not know if you have anything to add. Having listened to the beginning part of what Laya Mohammed or Lai Mohammed, I don't, whichever one that it is, as long as it's not continuous tense. Laya Mohammed, whichever one, what he has said.
Well, I mean, hopefully the people who want to hear my position on this issue want to hear it for the right reasons. I want to believe so, and I'll be honored
Sure.
to share it. Basically, I have said it severally, openly. I don't speak anonymously. It is not about saving Nigeria. The people that are being killed are the people that supposedly own Nigeria. The Christians, the ethnic nationalities, for me, these are my own realities of the Nigeria I have come to know for over 60 years, going on to 70. So I speak from experience. And today, my experience of Nigeria, what I have seen, what I have endured, what I know as a fact, the reality in Nigeria today is that every ethnic nationality are the people that make up Nigeria. Nigeria was created by Lugard, not by God. God created you and I as his children. He didn't create us as Nigerians. He created you as an Igbo man. He created the Yoruba man. He created the Efik man, all the ethnic nationalities. He created them. And Lugard came along and created a place that he identified as Nigeria. And we, our ancestors, were inside this place. And he said the place is called Nigeria. And we have ended up in Nigeria. Now, moving forward today, as I speak, as a grandmother, as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, what do we want to do? Where is the way forward? I do not see that the primary way forward is to save Nigeria. No, that's not the way I see it. The primary way forward is the people of Southern Kaduna, is the people of Imo State, is the people of Ekiti State, the people to protect their own interests. How do you protect your own interest? You protect your own interests by deciding on your own what is good for you as a person, what is good for you as an ethnic nationality, what is good for you as a state. I'm not forcing my opinions on anybody. This is what I personally believe. And I don't expect everybody to agree with me or one person to agree with me, but this is my position. And this is the position I have followed. I honestly I'm not one of the people that will say Nigeria is something that we have to salvage. No, I am one of the people that will say that I, as an Ijaw person, I, as a Rivers State person, I, as someone from the Niger Delta region, want these places to be safe. As I also think the Yoruba man wants Yoruba land to be safe. If Yoruba land is safe, I can go to Yoruba land. If Ali Igbo is safe, I can go to Ali Igbo land. But if none of those places are safe and my place is safe, I'll stay in my place. But the reality for me today is that I can continue to be from my ethnic nationality. I can continue, if the people of my state want to continue to have Rivers State, I can continue to be in Rivers State. I will continue to be in the Niger Delta region because that is where I am. I cannot relocate to Yoruba land. I cannot relocate to Katsina. And so at the end of the day, what I am saying today, and Q Briggs, what I'm taking responsibility for, Lai Mohammed, all the things he said is so infuriating. This man is a man that read law. He's supposed to be a lawyer. And he's sitting down and turning the law upside down and looking at people and telling lies. He's telling blatant lies. The thing he's saying, I mean, nobody should tell me I'm disrespecting him because he's my age group. He's my age group. So all of them are claiming to be born in 52. So the point is this. The reality is that you cannot, it's disrespectful to look at me and lie to me and expect me to be quiet and accept that lies. The things he's saying that people didn't die, it's because they're not his children. It's because they're not his children. That is why he can say that people didn't die. If they are his children, will he say that people didn't die? But then it cannot be his children, can it? But there was a time, my brother said he doesn't believe in karma, you know, the one that spoke before. There was a time a man got up in the Senate and said that it will be better for 40 million people or how many million people to die in the Niger Delta so that they can access the oil. A human being said that, but he's not God. That many people have not died. People have died. That many people have not died. The rich also cry. Everybody can, like Charlie Boy said, everybody will die. The Bible said it. Charlie Boy didn't say it. God has said it. Everybody will die. Everybody will die. I want to live to be 100 years old. But I know even after that 100 years, I will still die. But not now. You know, so the reality for us is that what is the value of our life to us as people? These people, Boko Haram does not put value on people's lives. They don't even put it on their own lives. So somebody who does not value his life cannot value your life. So if people don't value our lives, are we also going to say that we don't value our lives? Don't we aspire for tomorrow? What is our tomorrow? What's the tomorrow of children? You look at 24-year-old today in Nigeria. What is his future? He has not even finished secondary school. And yet at 24, the Spiff was the governor of Rivers State, although appointed as a military governor. Gowon was a head of state at 30-something. He wasn't even married. Buhari himself, how old was he? You know, so when you look at all they're shooting people today. When Jonathan was in power, Buhari, Lai Mohammed, Tunde Bakari, so many of them, they were in the front there protesting that Jonathan must go, that they must not reduce the price of fuel. Today, they are paying almost 10 times, if you like, of what they claim Jonathan was stealing or paying as a fuel subsidy. Today now, Buhari said, if anybody tells you they're subsidizing anything, they are lying. Who is subsidizing who? Well, the question too is thrown back to him. What is he subsidizing? What are they subsidizing? You know, so people who want to, these are my positions. I will never be afraid to express them because they're the truth. They're the truth. Because you hate the truth does not mean that it should not be told. It must be told. The truth must be told. It's the only thing that will survive. Only the truth will survive. Lies will eventually die, but truth will remain the truth. Nigerians, everything is in your own hands. Everything is in your own hands. It's not in anybody else's hands, but your own hands.
Thank you very much. It might be a very good place to anchor this evening, you know, be that is may, irrespective of what has happened. You know, as you said, the ball is in our own court. We have lemons now. Whatever we do with them is our own choice. We want to make drinkable juice out of them is for us. We want to just keep standing by and looking and hoping that things would get better without them not necessarily getting better. But again, the big elephant in the room remains: how best do you bail the cat, and who is going to bail the cat? Now, we will be rounding up. If you do have questions or if you want to make any comment, I value the opportunity to raise up your hand and ask question or make any contribution if you so wish. So, okay, I have EJ. EJ, please, can you unmute yourself and make your comment?
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good. I just joined now. It's just unfortunate that I'm just coming back from work. In regards from what the woman just finished talking about on the speech of Lai Mohammed today, it's unfortunate I was in the school when I was hearing the man talking barbaric. All he told was just nothing but it's like, I begin to ask myself, is this crazy? Sorry for me to use the word. And I was highly disappointed. And from all they've said about the answers up and down, I personally, I'm very, very young of age, and it gives me joy that I'm where I am today, not for the sake of my country, not for the sake of my family, but it will give me utmost joy for me to contribute the little quota I have learned or have gained in promoting peace and harmony in our dear country called Nigeria. Like she earlier said about the issue of the insecurity challenges up and down in the country, I was opportune to speak to some journalists in Nigeria, and all they are telling me, and as I talk to you, all they are telling me is that critical issues, they've bound them from publicizing it. Critical issues about Nigeria has been bound. What do I mean? A correspondent will file a story. Something happened like about 4 or 5 weeks ago in Abuja, and I was called upon. Then it was something like form of like molestation. Then I live in Poland. I picked up my phone, I called the DPO of the station. Why do you want to molest these young guys? He said they have nobody to speak for them. Our dear country, what do? They said nothing. The IPO, I spoke to the IPO. The IPO told me that I'm stupid, that I'm too small to talk to him. I told him, okay, there is no problem. But by the time he got to know who I was, he mellowed down and the issue came to an end. Is that same issue that happened some months ago? As I talked to you, this guy, they're in Kuje prison. They dumped them in Kuje prison. And I've decided, I personally, I've decided to fight for them. I think they charged the case. I think by upper week, they are going to take them to court for the first hearing. And I vow, even if it's going to cost my life, to make sure that these guys can get freedom from that case, they will do that. Now, let's talk issue of about this NSACs. They talk about footage. Like Mohammed is just there lying his generations, lying the unborn children, lying everybody about Nigeria that they didn't kill anybody. I want to ask this. They should go and get us the footage. Before a camera is being shut down, it's a pinhole camera, it's not an analog camera. It's a pinhole. They should get us the footage of the camera. At least they have memory card, they have hard drive that is storing the data. They should get it for us. If anything they want to say, before Lai Mohammed will come and address the public, get us the camera, get us the hard drive, get us a memory where you have this information. If they say they did not kill anybody in Nigeria, if they can provide that for us, I myself, I was so convinced some little people that I know that they did not kill. But as far as they could not provide those information for us, it's a problem for us. Me and you will not agree. Now let's talk about the issue of insecurity. I spoke to a journalist a couple of months ago. I told him that the issue of insecurity in Nigeria can be handled in the space of 3 months. In 90 days, with the knowledge I've gotten on IT, with 90 days, I'm done with Nigerian problem. How do I do that? Are you aware? Sorry if I'm going to make it public to this house. Are you aware that there are many IT companies, telecommunication companies that wants to come into Nigerian government, into Nigerian market, that Lai Mohammed and Pantami are blocking? Of recent, T-Mobile from German, I was opportune to work with them. I did a program with them, and one of their delegates that was sent to Nigeria told me that Nigeria is fond of corrupt entities. That was how he labeled our leaders. He mentioned Pantami. Pantami is a terrorist. He said they refuse. He said their plan when they were to come into Nigerian market is nothing just to create peace, harmony. Insecurity is their major target. How do I do this? Project GPS everywhere. MTN, Glo, Etisalat, I think the other network they said they have in Nigeria, ban them from browsing. Let's have a GPS tracker on each of the network in Nigeria. I assure you, in 90 days, they should not pay me. In 90 days, Nigeria is at peace. But they don't want. When you talk, they tell you that you are too young. I spoke to, I think, one of the essays to cover.
What if you commit crime without a telephone? Then what happens?
If you commit crime with a telephone,
right? Without a telephone,
you can't.
What do you mean? So there is nothing you can do. So if somebody leaves a telephone at home, goes out, shoots somebody, goes home without a telephone.
Before he shoots, good and fine. Before he shoot, there's always a GPS. There is a camera, CCTV everywhere on the street. Are you aware that how much Nigeria has spent on CCTVs? Are you aware?
I'm not. Sorry, I'm not trying to. I'll allow you go on, but. You know, when you say
you can ask.
Hold on. When you say 9 months and you think this is a nation that couldn't even put CCTV in a strategic position in the capital city of a federation.
But are you aware that Nigeria has CCTV everywhere in the capital city of Abuja?
Function. Sorry. Pardon me if I laugh.
Are you aware? No, you laugh. There is no street. Now, let me tell you, there is no street
the CCTV the CCTV that the contract was mismanaged and the money commingled. That's Sorry, don't.
Okay, now if we take it to that perspective, if you are the one now telling me now that okay, they commingle the money, the contract, but normally from their roadmap, they have CCTV everywhere in the street of Abuja.
In the papers, yes, in the papers.
Then why can't we make it realistic?
Because the nation needs exactly why we're sitting down here talking.
That is the reason why I'm telling you that if I'm opportune
and carrots running their affairs and they are, obviously doing the best thing they know how to do.
But doing the best thing they have to do, I think if for that, I think one of the major reasons also I see, like Wella said, is on paper. And on paper, another thing again I see that is like giving me problem about Nigeria is religion. That is another area again. I want to I'm looking at, this is going to be another problem. But absence of these two, but if I am opportune, in 90 days, Nigeria insecurity challenge is over. I knew the research we did in Israel and Palestine. Then I know what we did and was able to get the information we want to get. And we did it within 72 hours. We got the raw information we want to get. Why can't I do that to my fatherland, which is called Nigeria? And you're telling me that you can commit a crime without, if, for example, you commit a crime without a telephone. But are you aware that you can't go out on the streets if you have a GPS? Even if you have a GPS, you personally, as a person in Nigeria, as an entity living in Nigeria, you would like to have a CCTV in your house. You, as a person, you would like to have a CCTV or footage on the streets. Does it mean there are no CCTVs along some street in Abuja, Lokogoma, some areas in Kuje, some areas in Kubwa, those parts of Abuja? But even if something is happening, if they call security personnel, they don't go. They don't answer them. Then what are we saying? What are we saying? The country is Nigeria has gotten to the era that it has produced to develop, but the so-called this government in power, a government of dictatorship, they don't want us to come and contribute. And me, I'm afraid of my dear life because the government, they are not helping matters. No. Nigeria, okay. No.
Thank you very much for your.
Thank you. Sure.
Thank you for your submissions. It's only when you start discussing Nigeria that you will realize that you virtually have no place to start because the basics are not there. When you talked about the CCTV being in Abuja, sorry, I couldn't help but laugh because it's well, maybe you read it somewhere that CCTV. Sorry, pardon, it's freaking funny. Maybe you read it somewhere, and it still remains in the realm of papers. Yes, they exist in the papers, in the proposals, in the submissions that was done to the ministry until the money was paid. We have a government that came in and told us how the Goodluck Jonathan regime or government mismanaged the Abuja CCTV and how everybody was, armed robbers and thieves, except those who were coming to take over. But sadly, we have seen that 6 years getting to 7 years down the line, even the paper that the CCTV map was drawn on, I can't guarantee you that you can equally find it now. So talk less of finding the names of those in the papers. I do say this sometimes, and some people might take offense, but no matter how you dice it, no matter how you look at it, Nigeria remains a crime scene. In our strata, Nigeria remains a crime scene where things does not make sense. When you begin to think of making sense out of the things happening here, you probably end up having a migraine because nothing will make sense to you. Nothing, absolutely nothing. If not, what we saw happen today in Lagos should actually, bearing in mind that this is only a memorial of those that died without anybody being held responsible. And when you then hear the Minister of Information saying to the world again, justifying the same thing that's happened a year ago, where people in this room now that we are still, who were part of that people that were, the young people that protested, here today still told us that their colleagues who protested with them until the gunfire started blasting, till date, they can't find them. The only thing the government can tell us is, oh, if you say people died, show us their dead bodies. How absurd! How absurd! Yet the same people took the dead bodies, but they want us to come and show them the dead bodies. In the words of Goodluck Jonathan's wife, I will close with the following: there is God, oh. The blood we are sharing, oh, in this country, there is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, there is God, oh. On that note, people, thank you very much. To say that for being part of this program, and once more I will say, may the souls of those whom we lost last year in Lekki and beyond, elsewhere in Nigeria, including the servicemen and women that we also lost in that time, may their souls all rest in peace. Amen.